Good morning, everyone, and thank you very much for joining. Today, I'll just be doing a basic security and privacy crash course and exchange walkthrough. First thing I would like to suggest is that everyone get a proper VPN. It's important to protect your information and stay on top of privacy in the internet. There's not a lot of people are aware of how much information they expose while browsing the internet, as well as how much information is visible to various people trying to sniff information out of that network or something like that, especially if you're using unknown Wi-Fi's or public networks. But even at home, I highly recommend using a VPN. I've been using NordVPN for over 5 years now. I highly recommend them. They always have a special running, so don't get caught up on the specials. But I do recommend buying the larger package. I usually buy as much as I can afford. You do save a decent amount. And yeah, you can buy 3 years at a time. So you see 2 year, okay, they've changed it to a 2 year plan. If you buy monthly, you're paying a lot more, you see. So a 2 year plan works out in the end. For those that don't understand what a VPN is, it stands for Virtual Private Network, and essentially it creates a private tunnel between your device and where you're trying to browse. So your internet service provider cannot view the information going over the network. It's encrypted through a tunnel. So this is without a VPN. That's your device, that's the websites you're visiting, and that's the information going across. Your IP address is public. The information, if it's not encrypted, going through there is all visible to everyone that wants to view it, whether that's your service provider or hackers or your government. I don't recommend using the internet in this fashion. People often think they don't have anything to hide. You always have something to hide, and privacy is key on the internet. There's a lot of bad people on the internet looking for people to fuck around with. So this is through a VPN. Once you connect to your VPN, your information goes through an encrypted tunnel over to the VPN servers, and from those servers it then goes to the websites. So your information is not visible to your service providers, hackers, various other agencies that might want to look at your information. If you think of it, you've got to look at the security aspect as well. But even with what's going on with Binance right now, they are going to be going through the backlogs of anyone that's done anything on the Binance exchanges, the US government, the SEC, and whoever else is involved. And they will be going through that, and any IP address that accessed Binance through an American server, they can trace that IP address, they can trace you, and they are going to charge taxes. They are going to, whatever they want to do, they can do it because they have your information. Where if you're using a VPN, you can pick your country, you can secure that information, and you can rest assured that what you're doing on the internet is not openly visible to whoever would like to see it. This is important when you're looking at privacy and security, but it's also fun when it comes to things like YouTube and Netflix. You can get things that aren't always available in your country. So this is a DNS leak test. It just picks up my country and my service provider. This obviously isn't correct because I'm going through a VPN, but we'll see what it pops up as. When you browse websites, it gives your software information, where you're coming from. So it's picking up that I'm in Dallas. I'm gonna just reconnect to South Africa because I just don't want it fucking around with the exchange. Some exchanges aren't allowed in America. Continue. So now we check what it picks up. And this just shows you what's possible. So you see now I'm in Johannesburg, South Africa. That's just the different security you can see, and these the available countries, NordVPN's a great VPN to use. They also don't do any logging, so they don't know what you're doing. So these are the different countries you can connect through. It opens up a whole different world of like potential and protection. I highly recommend using a VPN, and it's worth every cent. And you can use it on multiple devices. I've got it installed on all my phones. Then one deeper step of security is virtual machines. This is pfSense. It's a firewall, and then this is Ubuntu, which is what I run with. So that's a whole nother level of security. So if you want to install your wallets and do financial things on the internet or anything you feel needs extra security, use a virtual machine within your machine, and that just allows for an extra layer should anything go wrong. They're not actually in your computer. And then it obviously goes, I've set my Ubuntu machine to go through this pfSense firewall and then through the VPN and then to the internet. So it's real secure. You can see it takes a minute to set up, but then that's where I would do the things I feel need a little bit of extra security. Another thing is to not use pirated software. I've been there. A lot of us have been there. You can't afford Microsoft Windows, so you just install a keygen. But those are inherently insecure. And if you're going to be working with money, rather not have a potential backdoor. There's many Linux distributions. I run Linux Mint on my main machine, and then on the virtual machine I run Ubuntu and Kali. Those are just a few of the things. And then when you do set up your wallet, never ever ever share your private key. Don't give that out to people. Don't type it in on websites. Don't store it on a digital device. It's just basic things. Don't ever share it. If someone wants you to link a wallet to a website, your wallet that you're already linked to and logged in on will ask for a signature. Won't ask for a transaction. It will ask you to sign something. These are some NFTs I bought back in the day. I dig the number 7. I love that one. And it's got the Mojo Jojo cap. I lost probably about 10 grand on this collection. This is a local graffiti artist. He released this collection called Elephants on Acid. So I got Apple. I really like that one. He's not doing too much work in the NFT space, but he's got he's a legend in South African graffiti. So I figured why not get one of his NFTs. And then this is the Noble Chemist. If anyone's keen on this NFT, it includes a fat pack of seeds. But I'm happy keeping it. It's a cool NFT I made. Special drawing too. Don't have too many tokens on this wallet. Hey, that's not too bad. Didn't know I had that, didn't I? And then I've got a Solana wallet linked up on that other Ubuntu machine. Sweet, that's it for the security. I won't make this too long. I just want to do a basic walkthrough of an exchange and how it all works. I'll be doing my walkthrough on MEXC. If anyone would like to sign up, I'll add a link in the description with my referral code. I'm not sure what the referral code helps with, but why not utilize this? If you're in South Africa and you'd like to get into crypto, there's another exchange called Luno. It's really good. I feel they connect really well to our banks. And then there's also Altcoin Trader, which is another one I've been recommended. And another reason why I am looking into it is they just listed Casper, which is wonderful news. So this is the exchange I use. If you'd like to use my referral code for this exchange, and you put in $500, we'll both get 200 rand, which is a decent return on investment on top of what the crypto will gain. This is Altcoin Trader. So these are just two for the more South African people that want to just use a local exchange. MEXC I feel is great because it's got a lot more crypto, but you are working in dollars. and it's not local. So I use Luno. I'll deposit my money into Luno, buy crypto, and I'll send the crypto to MEXC, and then I trade. This is the Casper is trading now. Check it out. It's a headline. Guys, if you haven't bought Casper, buy some. I think this thing's going to do so well. The team behind it's amazing. It's going to do really well. This is a bit of a weird exchange. So I'm going to do the walkthrough on MEXC. Luno's exchange looks pretty much exactly like this. So here you've got the chart. You can pick what you want your candles to be. When I'm doing longer term trading, I like the 4-hour candle. When I'm trying to buy in quickly, I like a 5 or 15 minute. And then I look at the rises and the dips, and I put my money in on the bottom. You don't always get it on the bottom, but you know, you never know what's gonna happen. Yes, on the 4-hour chart, I bought in initially. This is the Casper chart to US dollars or USDT. Roughly the same value. I won't get into that. It's a stable coin. So I bought in initially on Casper about 8.5, so roughly here. So I feel I'm doing well since that initial purchase. I lost some money on futures. I'll get into that in a little bit. But that's a decent little climb. So these are just the candles. I won't get into all the smaller details, but essentially the bigger block, your bottom line is where it opened, the top is where it closed, and then the smaller lines is the highest like high price and the lowest low price on that in that time period. Green is a closed positive, red is a closed negative. Then the order book. These are all the orders. You can set it to just the sell orders or the buy orders. These are all the people that are selling at these prices, and these are all the people that are willing to buy at these prices. So you can watch this and you can check the depth of that. That helps. You can also have a look at it in this view. When I was trading Ripple a few years ago, I used the depth chart. If there are more people trying to buy than sell, price probably going to go up. There's more people trying to sell than buy, price probably going to go down. Now you can look at it on the bigger picture, like up on these levels, or you can trade down at the bottom and just look at these smaller things whether it's going to go up or down on the small time scales. Something I heard earlier was cool. It's like when in doubt, zoom out. So if you think Casper's not going to do well because it's trading sideways and got its dips, just zoom out and have a look down here. You know, people were saying, yeah, it's going to go to 1 cent. It's going to go to 1 cent. Boom, it spiked. I was told to buy in at about 5 cents, and I didn't. And then when it got to about 8, I was like, look, I've been watching this. The team's solid. They did a fair launch, so there's no people with fat bags that can just dump on you, which is always nice to see. Then just basics on how to set your prices. Here you'll set what price you want to sell your Casper. Here you set it. So if you don't have any, your available balance will be over there. You set what price you'd like to buy it at. Let's say we'd like to buy it at 10 cents if it gets there. And you set how many Casper. I don't have any money available, so it won't say, but that would be how much of your available balance, or you can set the number there. And then your order will go into the order book. And when the price hits that price point, your order will trigger. If you're trying to just buy in and you're not too worried about it going up or down on the small scale, I highly recommend just like clicking one of these, and then you see the price jumps in there. You might buy a little higher than you need to, but you know you're instantly going to buy in. I've had it before where I set my buy a little bit below where it was, and it just kept fucking climbing, and I was so upset that I didn't just buy in. Like I did with Pith the other day. It was trading around 50, and then I wanted to buy in at 45 cents, and it wasn't dipping, and I was like, fuck, man. If it gets to $5, am I going to be upset that I bought in at 47 cents instead of 45 cents? Or am I just going to like buy in at 45? If it dips, which it has dipped, I'll ride that dip with adequate risk management. And hopefully when it does get to the top, I'm happy I bought in rather than waited for it to drop. So that's the basic run through of the exchange. If you'd like me to go into any further details, let me know. I'm just going to go over to the futures. This is risky. Depending on your leverage, this is gambling. I enjoy lower leverage. Like the first trade I did, man, I'm so pissed off. First trade I did, I lost like $200 faster than I could click cancel because I didn't quite understand what I was fucking doing. I won't lie. So if you look, you can go 100 times and use 100 times your money, but you're borrowing their money. What you have to keep in mind though then, which is what I didn't really like wrap my head around that first trade, was if you're using 100 times the money, it dips by 1%, you liquidate. 50 times, if it dips by 2%, you liquidate. That means you lose all your money. Now, if you buy on this is on the spot market, you actually own the crypto. The crypto will be in your wallet. So there it is. These are some of the crypto I've bought on the spot market. I've sent my Casper to an offline wallet. I highly recommend you do that. These I haven't sent to offline wallets because the transfer fees are a little bit high. But this Casper was nothing. So my Casper is all sitting in a secure wallet. Try not leave it in the exchanges. It can get risky should the exchange get into any financial trouble. So this you're buying it. Whereas on the futures market, you're not actually buying it. You're betting on prices dipping or falling. And so you've got positions open, but you don't actually own the crypto in those positions. I'm spite I didn't put more money into this flow key. I knew it was going to do well, and I only put $20 into it. And it's doing damn well. But it's still dipping, but I think it's going to do well. These are my top ones. Casper, Perth, Token. Floki and Token's the same project. This XRD, I just heard the other day, it's really easy to code on. So I thought I would just put a little bit of money in there. It's not much. I think it was like, what, $10. So if you look, this is how Casper's been moving. I wouldn't recommend going to high leverage. Cross versus isolated. Cross is risky because certain coins could liquidate other coins. You've got to make sure you've got proper stop losses set in place. Isolated is if that coin goes down, that coin goes down alone. Cross, they all use each other's margins. I recommend using take profits should the coin spike to a point you want to, or at a loss. So let's say we bought in at this price and I put in like, what's this is it in percentages? No, it's the price. Let's do percentage. That's easier. Yeah. I can't do this because I don't have any money available. But essentially you set the price. So now you put in P&L 50%. When it's dropped by 50% of your value, it'll cut. So that way you can cut your losses. But you also don't want it to trigger that and then climb. That happened on one of these coins, this one. Next is another one that's sort of in the same class as Casper. My smart money's on Casper. But you see this hard dip over here. My stop loss was like right about here yesterday. And it hit the stop loss, closed my position, and it's steady climbing. So I'm a little bit miffed. Because I didn't care if it dropped below that. It was a small position. But my stop loss essentially closed the position when I still think this is going to climb in the coming days. But yeah, that's one of those things you risk. There's a few of these coins that are a lot more risky than others. But you never know when you get in. I recommend just, if you don't have positions, just get in. It's easier, go on a low cross. You can even do no leverage. So then there's no risk. The whole coin has to tank before you do it. And then as you do better and you learn, increase your leverage. It's what I've been doing on some of mine. But I initially bought in at a 2 times leverage and it spiked a little and I wanted to put them a little more in. So I used a higher leverage to increase how many coins I could have a position on. That's going to be all for today's video. Thank you everyone that watched. If you'd like me to do any other videos on anything you've seen in this, let me know. I'm happy to help and share. Be careful, do your research, have rules, be patient, secure the bag, and don't be greedy. This isn't gambling, this is trading. Be emotionless and just think with your head. Don't get greedy and don't rush. Thanks very much. Make sure to like and subscribe.